Hi, state your name.
Deborah?
Thank you. All right, March 21st, 2026, you got a citation for disorderly conduct.
Yes, sir.
How do you pled guilty, not guilty to this, correct?
Yes, sir.
You understand by pleading not guilty, you're asking me to conduct a hearing, correct?
Yes, sir.
You understand at the conclusion of that hearing, if I find that you are guilty, I could issue a fine up to $750. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You wish to proceed with your plea of not guilty?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to read the officer's report. And you understand that I'm very familiar with this situation because
Yes, sir.
we've dealt with it on several occasions,
Yes.
right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So on March 21st, you called the police department on the Quarry restaurant to report loud music. The police department came to your residence. They utilized a department-issued decibel meter, and that did not go past the amount necessary to issue the Quarry restaurant a citation. Now, this has happened several times in the past, and I'm sure, I don't know, because I'm assuming, so I'm going to have to ask for a police officer to testify on this one as to whether or not they were given notice. If they did it again, they'd write a citation against them.
Okay.
So, who could testify to that? Could the chief?
I can, if you need me to.
Okay. Step up,
Yeah.
chief. Yep. Can you state your name again for the record?
Richard Weslowski.
Thank you, chief. All right. You're familiar with the respondent in this matter?
Yes, I am.
All right. Was she provided with notice that if she contacted the police that she would be issued a citation for disorderly conduct?
That is correct. They know. They have been warned.
How many times have they been warned?
I couldn't even tell you how many because it's been multiple,
So more than one.
more than once.
Okay. All right. Now I'll listen to Ms. I keep butchering your name.
That's okay. Just call me Debbie.
I don't know if that's appropriate. So I'm going to call you Ms. P.
Miss P. Okay.
All right?
That'll work.
Ms. P, give me your defense.
My defense. I called earlier that evening. I don't know if that's in the report, but I did call earlier that evening because I got a call from my daughter who lives there. She was in tears. She said she's in her house, and
When you say earlier, what time?
Oh, I'm sorry. Let's see. This was earlier, closer to 6:30, 7 o'clock, maybe 7:15. I'm not absolutely sure. Anyway, she said she was in her house and she just could not, she says all she heard was boom, boom, and yelling and screaming. And when she went out front, and when I called the first time, it was to report that there were people outside on the sidewalk. They were drinking, they were yelling, they were making all kinds of noise, and the front door of the establishment was open, and the noise was ridiculous. I called, and I said, there's people outside, the noise is crazy. About 4 minutes later, we had an Officer Bennett come southbound on William Street. When the people in the front saw him coming, right away everybody started running into the establishment. Because, like I said, the front door was open. So they all went running in. Officer Bennett went to the corner, took a left-hand turn, and kept going. He didn't even stop at the time. At least that's what I saw. Now that's what I saw. So I did get upset. I don't carry on, but I did get upset, and I thought, this is ridiculous. I went down to the end of the street, because tonight, sir, it was exceptionally loud. It was loud to the point where I would swear on a stack of Bibles, and I am a religious person, that meter was over 95, because that's what it's supposed to be. It was loud. I was down the street approximately 250 feet, and you could still sing along with what the band was playing if you knew the song. That's how bad it was. So, since I was down the street anyway, and I think she's here, I went around the corner to the mayor's office, or to the mayor's house. And I said, Mayor Maxine, I don't know what to do anymore. We called the police department. They do not show. I just don't know what to do. She says, go back, call them again, and tell them you're a trustee. I said, well, that doesn't carry any weight in this town. I know it doesn't. She goes, just go ahead and do it. I went back over in front of Jamie's house here. I called the police, and the dispatch says they are not coming out unless you say you're going to sign a complaint. I says, if that's what it takes for them to come out and listen to this and take a reading, then yes, I will sign a complaint, because I know it's loud tonight. I know it is. And she's like, okay. So then the police showed up. That's when Officer Bennett and the female, I don't remember her name, when they showed up. And he got out of the car, and he walked over to the back of my daughter's house, and he says, it's not close, it's only 73. And I said, Officer Bennett, listen to this, you can't even talk. And he says, well, our conversation we're having now is only at 73. And I says, you know, the mayor told me to give you guys a call. We need to look into this. Now, I wasn't aware, and it's hearsay, but at the time I found out that the mayor went ahead and also drove past the establishment. That's when Bennett turned to me and said, it's only at 73. We're going to give you a citation. I says, okay, for what? He said, what's it, disorderly conduct.
Yeah, because you're making a 911 call.
Right.
And there's
well, yes. I says, okay.
no
So
valid
I
reason.
said, you would have heard, I have a recording of it, but that doesn't do anything. If you heard the noise, I also have pictures of the people standing outside on the sidewalk. So when I called them back, or when I did this, he says, I'm giving you, for disorderly conduct. So I was like, okay, well then my son went running back over to the mayor's house, because he was with me, and the mayor says, don't worry, tell
What's
your
your
mom,
son's
don't
name?
worry about it, we'll take care of it. That's all hearsay.
What's your son's name?
There. But,
What is your son's name?
oh, I'm sorry, David. So then I was looking up, just so you know, and you're better at this than I am, I will admit it. I was looking up the code, disorderly conduct and actions. It says, transmit, the only one I could figure out that applied is, like you said, transmit in any matter to any peace officer, public officer, or public employee a report to the effect that an offense has been committed, knowing at the time of such transmission that there is no reasonable ground for believing that such an offense has been committed. I honestly believe this time there was an offense, because that was so loud. And that's the reason I called. So then I went on reading this, and I went over into the noise ordinance, wondering, it's 95. I know what we were talking about. It's the 95 decibels. Now keep in mind, we are not allowed to read this. And if we were to get anything that would read this, I have no basis to say, oh, this isn't 95. I don't know. That night, like I repeat again, it was really, really loud. The loudness, maybe it's because it was one of the first nice evenings of the summer, or, I don't know. But so I went ahead and I started looking up our ordinance. Sorry, a little nervous. It's a lot of money. Okay, let me see what I have here. Because while I was doing that, and this has nothing to do with this again, but I came across the ordinance for loitering. And if you read that, and I'm thinking, okay, the officer didn't even stop and give them anything for loitering. even if he, you know, if he thought that I thought the noise was under the 95 or whatever, you know, that, I don't know, that's, I gotta go back. Anyway, so then I'm reading the ordinance, and it goes on, noise is prohibited under 10.7.5 and then 4, says the use or operation of a radio, television, boombox, stereo, musical instrument, or similar device that produces or reproduces sound in a manner that is plainly audible for any person other than the players or operators of the device and those who are voluntarily listening to the sound, and which reasonably disturbs the peace, quiet, and comfort of neighbors and passers-by, or is plainly audible at a distance of 75 feet from any person, or blah, blah, blah. 75 feet. I said, I went to the end of the block, and that's 250 feet. And you can hear everything that was going on. So I honestly thought, yes, we have called before. I don't remember filing ever a complaint or signing a complaint. I haven't done that, but we have called before. Not as often as what we used to. The chief can stand here and tell you that all he wants. We do not. There was an incident about a month ago where girls came out of the bar, literally turned on their radio.
I don't need- I don't
well,
wanna-
anyway, yeah, they were dancing in the street. We didn't call.
But I don't need to hear that. I need to hear what happened this night only.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. We have not been calling on a regular basis. We used to, but then when they put this ordinance in, we kind of,
How many times have I dealt with you?
I don't know, twice, maybe?
2 or
And
3.
not me, I know it's been my daughter,
Well,
'cause she's the one.
true.
that's-
2 or
But I
3 at
know-
least. When
Was
we were
once
doing
where
this
she
out of
showed
East Hazel Crest.
Yes, once where she's, yeah. I thought there were twice when we actually came, where she actually filed a complaint.
All right. Do you have any other defense?
No, just the ordinances, like I said.
Okay.
And the fact that it was super loud. Now, I know the mayor was here. I don't know if she wants to say anything about it or not. She did drive by and she heard it.
Mayor?
I can step up and.
Thank you. Can you state your name, please, when you step up?
Maxine Reynolds?
Thank you. All right. Ms. Reynolds, did you drive by the establishment?
Yes, I did.
Was it excessively loud?
Not really, I've heard it louder, I don't think so.
Okay.
The door was open, it was hot outside that night. It was loud, but it wasn't, the trucks are louder and the motorcycles are louder.
Thank you.
And I did not tell her to state that she was a trustee. I said to leave her name when she calls to make
That
sure
has
the
no
police,
bearing- that
you
has
know,
no bearing
shows
on
up.
this.
Yeah,
Okay.
it doesn't matter.
All right. After hearing all the evidence, your testimony, police chief's testimony, the mayor's testimony, I am going to find that the code has been violated. I'm going to issue a fine in the amount of $350. The reason for my fine of $350 is number one. I normally don't give reasons, but I'm going to tell you since you are a trustee
you.
here. Is I find that you're liable, so that's automatic. But when you're calling 911, you're taking the police away from somebody possibly that may need an emergency situation. It's not an emergency. So that's why my fine's at $350. That'll be my order. Thank you.
Can I just say one thing?
No, I wouldn't say anything.
Okay. Thank you.
Are these Keith's?
Yes,
They're mine now.
these,
They're mine now.
I was gonna say you would, yeah.
All right, that concludes our call for today. For those who failed to appear, default orders will be entered accordingly.